Hi guys, so I've been traveling for a little over a month and I am finally back into the swing of things. And for those of you that are wondering, I did have somebody here managing my cars while I was gone. The question I want to answer today, because this is something that I recently experienced, is what happens when your car gets stolen on Turo. And the process that Turo now provides is so much better than what it used to be in the early years. So I experienced a pretty serious case last year around this time of the year where one of my Corvettes was stolen, and this is what happened. So first, when you realize that the car hasn't been returned, you have to make sure that you report that late return 30 minutes after a reservation ends. And then 24 hours after the reservation ends, if the car still hasn't been returned, then Turo really kicks into gear and they'll get it reported to their trust and safety team, and it really begins the whole process of the stolen vehicle. So last year it was confirmed that my car was stolen. Turo got it reported to them, and what they immediately did was have somebody from their trust and safety team who gave me a call. And then what they do is they have private investigators in your area that they work with. So a private investigator got in touch with me right away. They ask you some basic questions like, did you meet the renter? Do you have a copy of their driver's license? Did everything check out? And do you have a tracker on your car? And in my scenario, I had all of those things checkmarked. So I knew exactly where the car was, what the renter's activity was, and it was definitely a little strange. The renter was driving really sporadically, high speeds, and was kind of just going around in the same areas over and over again. He was driving at all times of the night, and it was just a little bit odd from your usual renters. So basically the PI gets in touch with you, you kind of let them know what information you've gathered from your tracker, and then I think what they do is probably do some type of a background check on who the renter is to see if there's anything that they should be concerned about, if they have any sort of criminal history, which in my case the renter did. I don't know exactly what it was, they didn't disclose that, but they did say that this is definitely somebody who you don't want your car with. So what happened was, a day later, myself and the PI, we came up with a plan and to actually go retrieve the car. So we left the house around 4 in the morning because we figured that was going to be the best time, the best chance where the vehicle was not going to be driven. We had the tracker, so it took us right to the car. And in this case, actually, when we pulled up to the car at like 4:30 in the morning, the car was on, the lights were on, and somebody was actually in the vehicle. Looked like they were sleeping in the car, and it was not the renter who actually took the car. So this was somebody else. It was definitely somebody who was on drugs, looked like they were on meth. The car had just hordes of like trash and what seemed to be like stolen goods. And then from there, the PI really kicks into gear. He went out, approached the renter. He is armed, and just had a frank conversation with the renter, or not the renter, but the guy who was in the car. Luckily, the guy was really compliant. He got out of the car, took out all his trash from the car, handed over the keys, and it was a pretty sort of quick and easy situation. The car was totally fine, nothing was wrong with it, thank God. It was in one piece, and then from there, we took the car back home and just filed for any cleaning fees, gas, and things like that, which Turo is really good about reimbursing. So that's basically what happens. So with that said, I cannot stress this enough. I talk about this in all my videos. Please, please, please have trackers. Just yesterday I kind of closed out a rental. The car was supposed to be returned 2 days ago. The girl, for whatever reason, just completely stopped communicating, and her reservation was already 48 hours over. She never returned the car, never heard from her. It was just a little bit of a strange situation, but she seemed totally normal, so I wasn't really suspicious that maybe she could be off. I monitored the activity on the car the whole time. It was just parked in one area in like a gated apartment complex, so I wasn't really too worried about it. Just seems like somebody who was not so bright and made some bad decisions. But eventually 2 days later, the car was returned to me by a friend of the renter, so who really knows what happened to the renter. Car was totally fine. So when you have that tracker, it really gives you that peace of mind where you're not stressed out about the situation. So please guys, have those trackers in your car. Look at some of my old videos. I talk about some of the trackers that I use. There's tons on the market that are super affordable, and it'll just make your life a whole lot easier if you are ever caught in this type of situation, which sometimes is inevitable in this type of business. Thanks for watching, guys. Glad to be back, and I'll be pumping out some more videos. Bye.